we're going to have 4. Adobe does not want to work for me. I apologize. Sorry, class. A little technical issue. All right. So we have 4 times, and again, our P is going to be -3 squared minus 2 parentheses -3 minus 9. All right. Using what we learned yesterday, what would be -3 squared? So that's -3 times -3. What do we get there?
-9.
Well, a negative times a negative is going to give us a positive 9. And that's why it's important to use the parentheses. If the negative was in front, then it would be a negative. But since it's inside the parentheses, it's going to be a positive 9 minus 2 times -3 is going to give us a -6 minus 9. So now we could go through and we're going to work left to right. 4 times, or we'll do it instead of parentheses next. So we have 4 times 9 minus, what's -6 minus 9?
-15.
Perfect. 4 times 9 is going to give us
36.
36. And then now we have minus a negative. Anytime you have minus a negative, what does that become?
Positive.
Positive. And you can also think of this as -1 times -15. So that's going to give you a positive 15. And then our final answer would be 51. Questions on that? Okay, let's go work through the next example. Oop. So it says evaluate p squared minus 3p minus 4. And again, we're going to plug in a negative here. So we have 5 times parentheses. We're plugging in parentheses. -5 squared minus 3 times -5. Again, plugging in parentheses. Minus 4. Okay, first, we're going to, what's -5 squared?
$25.
Go to positive 25 minus 3 times -5, so you can give us a -15 minus 4. We're going to use the parentheses. So we have 5 times positive 25 minus -15 minus 4 will give us -19. And now we just multiply across left to right. 5 times 25 is 125. And then minus a negative gives us a positive 19. Can somebody give me the final answer?
$144.
Good. Thanks, Emma. 144. So we did a positive when we're plugging in for a variable. We looked at the negative when we're plugging in for a variable. And now we're going to look at a word problem for an algebraic expression. Remember our definition. Algebraic expression is any expression that just has a variable or an unknown. So if you want to jump down, we're going to skip the checkpoint and we're going to go straight to example 5. Can I have a volunteer to read us example 5? Anybody?
I can do it.
All right. Thanks, Haley.
Just the problem. That's it.
That's it. Yeah, just want to read it.
You have $40 and are buying some DVDs that cost $12 each. Write an expression that shows how much money you have left after buying the DVDs.
Good. So they're saying that our variable, they want us to represent it with a D, okay? Now, what's changing here? Is the amount of money you have going to change based on, I mean, you're going to have $40. That's fixed. So we could put that $40 down. Now, are we taking money away from our $40 that we have, or are we adding to it?
Taking away.
Taken away. So it's going to be minus. And then how much is each DVD?
12.
Good. So we're going to say 12 times D, or 12D. And that's our expression. So anytime you're working through an algebraic expression that's a word problem, you want to look for what's fixed. In this case was 40. You want to see if you're adding to it or taking away from it, or is it going to be multiplied or divided by? And then that's going to tell you which sign to use. In this case, we use subtraction because it's taken away. And then for every CD sold, or so every DVD sold would be $12. So now we're going to actually plug in the variables. So for the second part, it says evaluate each expression when D is 2. So just like we did above, when we plug in, we use parentheses. 12 times 2 equals 40 minus 12 times 2 is going to give you 24. And then what is 40 minus 24?
26.
Not 26. Close.
16.
16. Excellent. So you'll have $16 left if you bought 2. Now, if you bought 3, well, you just do the same exact thing, except instead of plugging in a 2, you plug in a 3. In this case, you'll have 40 minus 36, because 12 times 3 is 36. And then you'll just have $4 left over. Are there any questions about the information we learned today about algebraic expressions? Again, the big thing is how you put this, especially if you're doing your calculator, it's using the parentheses is definitely going to help. I know it might seem like overkill when you have parentheses inside parentheses, but it's really going to help you out.
All right, so I am going to try my screen share again because I wanted to go over a couple of homework problems with you with the PEMDAS from yesterday. So if you don't mind finding yesterday's homework for me, this was page 53. Or not page 53, page 12 and 13. And you're still seeing a blank screen. Yeah.
You want to read them to me and I could go over them with my screen?
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know why this isn't working. All right. I'll have to figure it out later. I can't even stop. There we go. Okay, so Mr. King's going to reshare his screen. A little bit of tech issues today.
All right.
So the first one I was going to talk about is number 37. And it says 16 divided by, and then parentheses 6 minus 2, parentheses, and then times 5.
Okay. So in this case, again, we're doing PEMDAS, okay, parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division, which we do left to right, and addition, subtraction, which we do left to right. So first thing is parentheses here. So we're going to keep our 16 divided by 6 minus 2, class, gives me a 4. And then we have 4 times 5. Now this is important where you're going to go left to right, okay? Now, starting here, you have 16 divided by 4, and that's going to give us a 4 times 5, and then 4 times 5 is going to give you a 20. If you notice, if you did not go left to right here, and you started with 4 times 5, well, that's going to be 16 divided by 20, which is going to give you a fraction of an answer. That's not correct. So that's why it's very important to do your rules where you start parentheses, exponents, and then multiplication, division are together, and addition and subtraction are together, but those are read left to right. Questions on that?
So I had one other problem that I also wanted to talk about, Mr. King.
Mm-hmm.
And it was problem 53.
Excellent.
And it says 2x squared
Mm-hmm.
plus 4x plus 8. And x is equal to negative 4.
Good. Yeah.
This one's really similar to what Mr. King just went over, and you'll have a couple more problems tonight that are similar to this problem.
Yeah, all we're doing here is we're taking our variable and we're plugging it in. Anytime we plug in, again, I can't stress it enough, please use parentheses. So we have an x here. We're going to plug in a negative 4 where the x is. That's squared plus 4. Now here's another variable. When you see a variable, you plug it in, use parentheses. Negative 4, and then an 8 on the end. Okay, first we're going to work on exponents. Okay, or parentheses. We have parentheses and exponents. We have a square here. We'll work left to right. What is negative 4 squared? It's negative 4 times negative 4. Can somebody give me the answer to that?
$16.
Thank you. And we have 4 times negative 4, and then an 8 on the end. Now we're just going to go ahead and we're going to work with our multiplication and division. We have some multiplication here. 2 times 16 gives us a 32. And now here you'll notice we have a 4 times negative 4. A positive and a negative give us a negative. 4 times 4 is 16, so we get negative 16 there. Plus 8 on the end. And now we have addition and subtraction. Again, anytime we have addition and subtraction, multiplication, division, we work left to right. So in this case, we have 32 minus 16. That will give us 16 plus 8. 16 plus 8. Who wants to give us the final answer there?
24.
24. Thanks, Mike. Good. So we get the final answer of 24. And this is just like the homework you'll be doing tonight. Very simple.
All right, so the homework tonight is the last day this week in the book, and it is almost identical to the problems Mr. King went over with you today. So you're going to have letters in the equations. You're replacing those letters in for the numbers they give you. There is also one word problem, and that's number 71, similar to the word problem that we did with the DVDs. Tomorrow we are going to review. Generally in this class we do 2 sections and then we have a review day. So we're going to review sections 1.1 and 1.2 with the graphing number lines, the PEMDAS, the algebraic expressions. And then on Friday you're going to have a small quiz. So small quiz before a 3-day weekend with Labor Day this weekend. We'll take a little quiz on Friday. So again, homework tonight is in the book on page 13. It's written on your assignment sheet, which is posted in Google Classroom, and that assignment is up and ready for you to look at. Unfortunately, I can't show it to you, but it is there in Google Classroom under Wednesday's assignment.
And if anybody needs any help, you could stay on and we could help you through any of the homework, last night's homework, or any technical issues. We'd be more than happy. There's still about 15 minutes left in class, so we could help you out with that.
All right, thanks for joining us today. Hope you have a good day. And again, as Mr. King said, feel free to stay on. We do have 15 minutes. We go to 11:25. Or you can log off and kind of work on your own. Have a good one.
See you.
Can we go over number 57?
Definitely. I have 57 here. Ms. Karp is going to give you 57, Mr. King, if you're okay pulling up your screen again.
Sure thing.
Your camera's working.
All right,
Okay.
Ms. Clark, you want to read off 57 for me?
Sure. So it's 5x
plus
plus 4y when x equals 5
and
and y equals -3.
Good. So, Emma, I'll show you right here. What we do is we're going to take, and I apologize, I don't have two different colors here, but the x is 5. We're going to plug that in where the x is. And then where the y is -3, we're going to plug that in where the y is. So the way this will look is anytime you plug in, you use parentheses. So 5 times, and so for x, that's going to be a 5 here. Plus 4, now we're plugging in this case, is a -3. That's a weird looking -3, I apologize. So Emma, we're just going to go ahead and multiply across. 5 times 5, what does that give you?
25.
Good. Next, we have a +4 and a -3. A positive and a negative make a?
-12.
Perfect. And then 25 minus 12?
13.
You got it. Yes,
Okay,
there's
I
a
think
little
I wrote down the wrong
because there's
problem.
2 variables there.
Yeah, I think I just wrote down the wrong problem because I did something.
That
They're
happens
different.
sometimes.
I don't even know which one I wrote down now.
You just
Oh,
make
I wrote down 59, and I was so confused.